we have a very special guest today. Ray Lewis is, of course, the former lead singer of the iconic group The Drifters. His voice was recognisable around the world before he became a solo artist, and I am very pleased to say that he joins us in the studio today. Before we meet and speak to him, let's take a quick listen to one of his most famous songs.
When the sun beats down and burns the tar on the roof, and your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah, on a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be.
And Ray Lewis, who hasn't changed a day, have you, Ray, since those days? do you look back on that for those with really fond memories?
I do, actually. Yes, I do. Very much so. I was only a baby there.
And when you look back and things like that, what are the kind of things that go through your head? What were those times like?
Getting to that, even to that point right there, the rehearsals, the long hours of travel, and the whole thing, just the novelty of it all, is just a beautiful experience. Absolutely beautiful experience. It was a blessing.
What was it like joining the Drifters? Because you were brought in to replace their lead man,
Johnny Moore. That's right.
And what a big job that must be, and a lot of pressure on your young shoulders.
Heavy shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Heavy shoes to fill.
How was it?
It was a challenge, without a doubt. But to be honest with you, I never tried to take Johnny's place. I tried to sort of rebuild another spot for myself. Johnny was replaceable. He was an amazing singer, an amazing guy. He was my mentor. So I learned a lot from Johnny once he came back, but trying to fill the shoes, or trying to be there. Oof.
And you had to re-record all of their biggest hits with you,
yes,
as the lead man, so a lot of work there as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, day in and day out, non-stop. I'm just looking at the footage there. Amazing to have that much hair. What it must.
You miss it.
Yeah.
And of course, the Drifters, one of the biggest bands in the world, and you are one of the longest-serving members of the band.
That's correct.
Just what kind of an experience was it like? How exciting was it performing alongside them to tens of thousands of people sometimes?
Well, my first experience was the first night live in front of about 250 people. Well, it wasn't very many people, but they were all agents and management people to decide whether or not the group was going to go on and take the place of Johnny. And I had makeup on, full makeup. By the time I started, it was on my face. By the time I finished, it was all over my jacket.
So nervous, and so much tension. You were born in Los Angeles,
yes,
and you grew up singing in church.
Correct.
Just how much did that early childhood influence your style and your creativity now?
That was the start for me. The church was the beginning. I think most Christians, or most people, Baptist Americans, we sort of all began there. From there, got my start, got my initial feeling about singing, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew there was nothing else for me.
So very early on, you were always going to be a singer.
Absolutely. Didn't know why I would be a sectal singer, but definitely a singer. I thought more I'd sing for, probably more in church than anything.
And your family were all very supportive of that, were they?
Absolutely.
And you've lived in England now for the last 20 years or so?
In and out for about the last 18 years.
And has that been a decision of yours in terms of your music or your creativity, or?
No, no. Just not really deciding, or not sure of where we wanted to stay. My wife and my children are from here, so not just being indecisive more than anything. But I like it here. I love it here, and I've lived in so many places, but always seem to come back here. Always.
And the Drifters went through many different changes, lots of different personnel, lots of people coming and going, and so you were there for a lot of it. So just what it was like having new people coming in, trying new things. Was that a good thing, do you think? Was it good that you had so much variety in there?
Well, I was surprised that they had that much faith in me to rebuild the group around me. That was a surprise, but it paid off. And I feel quite blessed about that. But yeah, I had everyone come back. Johnny Moore, Benny King, Bill Fredericks, in and out. So I got a chance to work with everybody.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You left and then came back yourself?
I did, yeah.
What was the thinking there at that point?
To be honest with you, I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go. I'd always thought about doing something solo, but I didn't feel confident enough. But I thought, well, at least I'll try it. If I fail, then I'll beg my way back. But as it happened, I got asked back. So I went back and stayed for another few years and then left to go solo again.
And you did go solo ultimately.
I did go solo.
And talk to us a little bit about that and the differences, obviously, between being in a group as famous as the Drifters and then you yourself, obviously, having become famous yourself, being Ray Lewis and going out there and performing solo.
Massive difference. I mean, you got the support of the guys, which we'd worked together for so many years. That was the family, you know. But when you're out there on your own, it's really tough. It's really tough. But the people knew who I was, so that got me started. The fact that they already knew who I was, they knew the position that I held with the group, so they accepted me. They gave me a chance, and that's all I really needed. Was just an opportunity. Once I got out there, I was out there.
Absolutely, and obviously you're still very much performing at the moment. You're still touring, and amongst many dates, you're performing in Camden at the Jazz Cafe on the 24th of April. Your set called Still Drifting, which is no surprise. And talk us through some of the music you're performing there. Is it all the classics? Is it certain songs? Is it new
We're going to
things?
do a mixture. Obviously, we'll do all the Drifter songs, of course. Motown, a bit of soul, you know, sort of real old spiritual soul. But real party.
And what's your motivation at the moment when you go to perform these things? Are you sort of nostalgic for the past? Are you looking forward? Are you just enjoying performing?
No, to be honest with you, I think each night is quite different. You know, the setting of the crowd, they really determine what they want to hear, and they really sort of relay it to me fastly, quickly. From that point on, I just lay it in and give them whatever they want.
So you have the exact same taste and hunger and desire and excitement to perform live that you had when you first...
Yeah, I do. Still the same enthusiasm, of course, yeah.
And really nice, obviously, that you get to travel around and maybe have a bit more freedom than you did when you were in the group to go and do your own thing and to go to your own place and to perform to people you want to perform to.
A little bit more, but just still a routine, just still a curriculum, just still somebody leading the way.
And if anyone watching now wants to go into your profession to become a singer, what advice would you give them?
Just be sure. Be sure. It's a great opportunity. There's loads of opportunities now to get there. But just be sure that's what's in your heart. You know, don't give up. Don't start and stop. Just follow the lead all the way.
Would you say fame has cost you anything? Any downsides?
In some senses, yes. The time I would have liked to have spent with my family probably would have, yeah. My children are now grown, and there are many times that I would have liked to have been home, but wasn't able to.
And do you ever regret leaving the group and going solo?
No. No, it was time. When I left, it was time.
Especially having been a big member of it, a big part of it for so long.
Yeah.
You had to leave at some point, I guess.
At some point, yeah, exactly. I had to try.
How do you think the Drifters as a band shaped you, as a group shaped you as a person?
Well, I was quite blessed being a part of one of the largest groups in history. I mean, that's quite an accolade, you know. So once I really got my feet on the ground and realized where I was, it was smooth sailing.
And you were the lead singer, obviously, and you left but then came back. Just what kind of influence did you have within the group in terms of what it was you did, what songs you sung, where you went, where you toured? Was there any kind of hierarchy within it? Was the person who'd been there the longest?
No, Johnny recorded quite a few of the songs originally. So when Johnny came back, he still performed a couple of his songs, but then I had to still perform the other portion of the songs that he couldn't do. So I'd say I carried quite a bit of the load. Quite a bit of the load, yeah. Yeah. And
looking back now, any regrets, or you do it all again?
I might do some things differently, but I'd do it again. Yes. Eagerly, hungrily, I would do it again. Yeah.
Wonderful words. Very kind of you to come in. Thank you so much. Just to remind viewers that it's the Jazz Cafe in Camden on the 24th of April, and a whole load of other events going forward around the country.
That's right.
But Ray Lewis, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.